you find yourself in that desperate moment where you're like, this guy is just good. He kind of ticks all my box, at least all my box. But God is not saying anything. I'll tell you for a fact that you can be married and still lonely. And to be honest, being lonely is even far better than being in a bad marriage. Like a large part of your 20s should be for, developing yourself. I mean, it just looks like the older you get, the more informed your choices are supposed to be. I feel like if I had gotten married just immediately after school, we would both be very unhappy. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing a hurt topic. And I'll quickly do a disclaimer because, hello, I have a fragile heart. And I don't want you guys to come for me. So here is the disclaimer. Now, everything I'm going to be saying today is not necessarily what is going to guarantee that your marriage would not have certain issues, or is not exactly what will guarantee a perfect marriage, because marriage in itself is a constantly evolving journey that I wouldn't want to narrow it down to my view. So yes, I'm looking forward to your own view. So if I say one line that did not make one sense like that, just tell yourself, just drop in the comment section, hey Vanessa, it's not working. Did you just say this? How could you say this? But please, be nice with your word. Again, this is a fragile heart and I don't want it to break it for me. Yeah, so I'm open to your opinions as well. But all I'll be trying to say in this video is that you should appreciate your journey. If it is taking too long for the marriage to happen, make the most out of it. I mean, because it just means that you have more time to, make better decisions. So you want to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be sharing now a bit of my own personal experience with this whole thing called marrying late. So if you're one of those people that like hearing just stick to the end of the video and I'm going to be giving you the gist. I'm Choma Vanessa and I film about faith, lifestyle vlog, and motherhood. Returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back. You guys are the real G. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So here is it looks like you're taking forever for the Mr. Right to come your way. I think this is what you should be doing. Have this relationship with God so that you can be able to, make some faith decisions. I mean, you can be able to have that confidence to make that faith decision, to know yourself better and to develop yourself. So this person is coming your way, you are 33 at this moment, and you're like, okay, God, what are you saying? And God is not saying anything. You're probably not even, your peace is a bit shaky, but you find yourself in that desperate moment where you're like, this guy is just good. He kind of ticks all my box, at least all my box. But God is not saying anything. Trust me, if you have that confidence and that very deep relationship with God, you're going to be able to make that faith decision without fear. You're telling yourself that, okay, God is saying nothing about this. I'm not going to go into it because I know that his plans towards me are perfect. And in no time, he's going to give me the best man for me. Like, you're gearing yourself up. Like, you are the one gendering yourself. Like, God is not saying anything, I'm not responding to this proposal, because you are very sure that God still has a son for you, and you know that God knows the end from the beginning. So if he's choosing for you, he's definitely giving you what's perfect. I kind of feel like waiting protects you from, making the wrong choice. A lot of people think that being single means being lonely. I'll tell you for a fact that you can be married and still lonely. And to be honest, being lonely is even far better than being in a bad marriage. You don't want to experience being in a bad marriage. One critical thing you should be doing while waiting is to protect your mind and your heart. If that circle of friend, if that individual, whoever, is not helping your mental state, you need to take a step backwards. And yeah, this is not just to say, okay, what she's saying, is she really sure she even understand what it means to wait and the pain or the impatience that comes with waiting. No, I will not even act like I do not understand, but I'll tell you for a fact that not be by who married first. It's not by who got married first, to be honest. It is not by, sometimes I don't know if you've been in this situation where you've been asking God for one thing and then God finally blesses you with that thing, and you're looking at the time you've been asking God for probably about 2 or 3 years, and you're looking at it in your hand and it's just looking like it was yesterday. To be honest, when God gives you that thing, you don't even, it doesn't even come off like you actually waited, because you're going to experience bliss. Because you see, I feel like a large part of your 20s should be for, developing yourself. Yeah, I know people marry early. We see young couples, we admire them. It's not as if that doesn't have its own challenge. But if they're constantly unlearning, relearning, growing, discovering themselves together, then it's just fine. I just feel like as you get older, you tend to figure out exactly what you want in a relationship. This differs from persons to persons anyways, but the older you get, the more you tend to actually know who you are. And this is not to say that, oh, new things won't pop up in marriage, but at least you have lived a greater percentage of your life, discovering whom you are, knowing exactly what you want. Okay, this is what I can tolerate. Okay, this is who I am. Okay, this is what I can accept. Oh, I've seen this marriage here, and I think that, oh, I can tweak my own this way to make it better. Oh, I think I love that marriage and I want to emulate it for my own family. I mean, you have lived that life as an individual first, and you know exactly what you want. You can already figure out what you feel like your life should turn out to be, or what you want your life to turn out to be, the number of children you want, where you want to be working, where you see yourself, career advancement. This is what you do as an individual. I mean, it just looks like the older you get, the more informed your choices are supposed to be. The older you get, the more independent you are supposed to be. I mean, that's what it feels like. Is it making a living, getting a job, your career advancement, starting a business, and all of that stuff? Oh, I pray God to bless us to, see a lot of good in waiting. I have this video coming up and it's going to be, talking to us directly. I mean, females, ladies, that know they are queens. Yeah, how to just sit down and accept that you're a queen, and walk the queen walk, talk the queen walk, sparkle to attract the king that you deserve. So you want to see that video, you don't want to miss it, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel so that you don't miss out when once the video is out. Now I'm going to be giving you my own personal just okay, so it happened when I was in my 200 level university. There's this brother that we've been like, I considered him as a leader. I don't know, we've just been good. We've been having conversations, like he's been very helpful and all of that. He was graduating while I was in 200 level, and you know he met me, or we met one of those times. I'm like, okay, I think I went to see him one of the last time before he finally goes, and we met, and he popped up that question. I wasn't expecting it, to be very honest. I wasn't expecting it. He just said, I wanted to be the mother of my children. It sounded like butterflies in my tummy. Yay! That was the first time ever. Well, yes, somebody is telling me categorically, like a Christian brother is telling me categorically, babe, I didn't see you, I didn't see the mother of my children. And it felt so good, but thinking about it now, I'm like, was I really naive, or I just had a very pure heart? Because to be very honest, prior to that time, I never saw us as couple. I never saw us getting married. I was fond of the brother, but again, maybe I truly had a very pure heart, because to be very honest, nothing ever, made me imagine or think that he was going to be my husband someday. To be very honest, nothing, like nothing. So it was more like when he popped up that question, then it now occurred to me, ah, so I've reached age like this for them to be giving me proper proposal. And then in my house, During family devotion, parents and pressure. My parents did not pressure me. Like they did not like, hey, when I get married, or they did not pressure me. But you see, this prayer point, since when I was before I gained admission, there's always been the prayer point. And the prayer has always been, when my father particularly is praying for, praying for all of us, and then he's gonna say, God grant my daughter admission, and the year she's graduating is the year she's getting married. Lord, do it and take all the glory. I mean, I used to hear that prayer point, so it wasn't like he talked to me directly. But I do hear the prayer point. I'm like, okay. So in my head of head, God is going to answer my parents' prayer. Once I'm graduating, I am getting married. So it sent that signal to me that this brother is graduating already, and I'm in 200. They will have like 3 more years to go. So it means that if I just say yes like this, as I've said yes like this, as I'm graduating, he would have fixed his life now, fix his life. I'm ready to be a wife as I'm graduating. Hi, God. I don't know. It kind of sounds really funny thinking about it right now, but I feel like if I had gotten married just immediately after school, I mean, we would both be very unhappy. That's what I feel or think, but I don't know. I mean, looking at how long it took after graduation, 5 years, 5 years, and what I've been able to know how much I've been able to like develop myself, start a business, increase my network and all of that stuff. I don't know how it would have been really if after school, boom, husband's house. I don't know how it would have been, to be very honest. And husband's house comes with a lot of things, like a lot of responsibilities, because hey, children will start coming and all of that stuff. So I really saw it as a very interesting time, and maybe that's one thing that we've really not been able to see from that lens. And I feel like sometimes we don't really see it from that lens till we finally get what we are waiting for, and then we now say, that period made sense. So is it not that period that I traveled? Was it not that period I connected with this person? Was it not that period I started this business? Was it not that period I did this career advancement kind of thing? I mean, you start looking at that period and you start cherishing it. So it actually happened that I'd already said yes to this brother. Now after then, our relationship kind of changed. In fact, it kind of felt weird, because right now we are talking on phone and all. I'm no longer talking to you as the the brother, like casual, just like normal friends, gisting. I'm talking to you, and in my head I'm talking to somebody that is going to be my husband someday. I don't know, but it sounded very weird. So one night I was sleeping, and I just woke up. I just heard a very loud sound, and what I heard was no. I've never particularly. I think that was my first time of me hearing a voice, and so I woke up, because the no actually woke me up. It was more like no. I just woke up, and I woke up and I'm like no. Before I could think further, the only thing that came to my head was the proposal. It was supposed to be a no. At that point, I'm like, I actually cried, because I again didn't understand it, and I was going to battle it, but I knew that everything inside of me was telling me this no is for the proposal. This is the answer you are supposed to give. And I still kind of feel like this was God shielding me, because he knew that I was not ready at that point. I was very naive and everything. Goodness, I was just my 200 level. I don't know, but please. But I was so scared of telling this brother, and our conversation became more cold, because when he calls and I just talk, and the only thing in my mind is tell him no. You get so we just talk, and it's a bit dry, ends the call. I remember one of those times where like, he's on his way somewhere, he just got a book he really loved and he wants me to read it. He bought it for me. That was romantic. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, thank you. I felt really loved. I'm like, wow, he bought me a book. Like, but another part of me was like, have you given him your no? So one day I told him I wanted to talk to him, and he was like, okay. I'm like, I will call him later, because of course I was looking for the best time or the best way to say it, because truly it was hurting me too that am I just going to tell someone no just now for no reason? I mean, this person has been very amazing, and it happened that he has proposed and I'm saying no. You get, but again, I was scared. I don't even know why I was. But I knew that when I finally told him, one of the response he gave me was like, I knew you were going to come and say no. I don't know whether he was saying that out of arrogance or whatever, but that word sent another message to me, like God had already gone to work on him to tell him that it is a no to me. So he was waiting for me to say the no. That's what me I felt too. Although I don't know, but that's what I felt. Maybe that's what happened or whatever. But I really felt sad, and I felt more sad again because he had to cut ties, and I think that maybe that was also a way of him healing. I mean, thinking about it now, I feel like maybe that was one of the ways he could heal, or he could get he could get my thoughts off his head. But me, I was sad, I was sulking, I was angry. I'm like, why are you like this person is not nice, so because I said no you cut me off, blah blah blah. But I think that was just his way of, you know, getting over it, because when I graduated, we started talking again. I don't know how it happened. I just know I saw his call one time like that, and I've always known his number, and I'm like, hey, after this is this brother's number, and I picked the call. I was very happy, like hearing from him, and we just bonded again as friends. And when he was getting married, like he told me, he was even like, he wanted me to meet his wife, blah blah blah. We met, like, you know, we like exchanged numbers, you know, we talked and all of that. One of the things I remember he said was that you are not ready. That was that period. And it's funny because he's not the only person that told me that. Even upon graduation, when I had to say no to some brothers, that was the same word they used to, you're not ready. Because almost all of them, I don't know if they're going to be watching this video, but I'm sure they will know themselves. But almost all of them, we are not fighting. We're not in a, I mean, we'll see tomorrow and we're like, hey, what's up, how are you? We are good. Like, every person actually came my way, and we had a meaningful relationship, and then it extended to proposal, which became a no. We are not fighting. Like, we are talking, we still chat once and all of that. But I mean, whenever we see, and we are good. And for every one of them, the only thing they keep saying is, you are not ready, you are not ready. So I don't know, that's my small chit chat, because I know that yes, you're itching to hear it, you're itching to hear it. But all the same, I want us to see the blessing in waiting. I want us to see the good in waiting. And that simply means that we are going to prioritize self-discovery. Don't use that waiting time to be sulking, to be to be crying, and to be, I don't know, because I remember one time when I was going to start my business, I had a few advice that was very off for me. Somebody actually came to meet me, and she was like, you want to rent a shop? I know it's expensive, this and that one. You know you're not married yet. What if you get married and your husband is not in this state, or maybe he's not even in the country? What happens to your business? I know the person was coming off as she wants to be helpful, but that was not the vibe I needed at that point. Because hello, are you trying to tell me that I should keep my life on hold till I see a husband? That wasn't going to happen. And I'm very happy that I lived my life to the fullest, like to the fullest, before marriage happened. That's a little chit chat I have. If you found this video interesting, if you found it educative and informative, please hit that like button. Till I come your way again. See ya. Bye.